All right, guys. So it has been, it's so hard to watch this shit. Whenever I turn on cable news, my blood pressure fucking skyrockets. I just want to, I start to have a panic attack. I want to take my head and hit a brick wall with it repeatedly. It is so hard to watch this stuff because everything they say is insane. Like everything these people say is insane. So conservatives have been on a streak here of orgasming on air live over Trump's insane warmongering in Venezuela. So let's start with this one. This is the folks on The Five, the hosts for the show The Five, and this speaks for itself. Let's watch.
This is not regime change. This is just trying to change the regime's behavior.
We're 5 seconds in. I already want to give up. I don't even want to do this anymore. Oh my God. It's not regime change. It's changing the regime's behavior. Okay, if it's not regime change, and hear me out here, why did you illegally kidnap and abduct the president? If China kidnapped Donald Trump and then said, no, it's okay, you don't get it. This wasn't regime change. We're just trying to change your regime's behavior. How about you change your behavior and stop kidnapping sovereign leaders of independent countries? How about that? Call me crazy.
You can send in more commandos or more missiles, depending on people, if they behave or not. So what does behaving look like? That's the big question.
The biggest criminals in the world lecturing others on behaving, right? Could you imagine like Charles Manson? Now, you better behave or I'm going to hold you accountable. Like, bitch, you're Charles Manson. What are you talking about?
They have to stop doing business with our enemies, the cartels, the communists, and Hezbollah. They have to stop pouring narcotics and migrants into our country. And they have to give us back our oil rights, which they stole.
This is so delusional. That's their oil under their ground. It is theirs. Yes, U.S. corporations used to have a piece of it, but they were fully compensated when it was nationalized and given to the Venezuelan people. This is insane.
We might not have elections for quite some time. We might have to bribe a lot of people in Venezuela, but I'd rather have them on our payroll than have them on the payroll of the cartels and the communists, which is why we'll be going down and broadcasting all next week live from Caracas.
Okay, I'm sure that's a joke, that last part, but holy fucking shit, man. Are you kidding me? Sorry, guys. No elections, and we're going to spend a lot of U.S. money to try to bribe them to be on our side. What happened to America first? Wasn't that like the whole thing? And now you're like, America last, maybe? Maybe we'll get to America eventually at some point, but we got to spend a lot of money in Venezuela to bribe people. I'm like, what are you talking about?
The question is, are we there for the narco issue, or are we there because they have mismanaged the production of their natural resources?
I feel like this is like...
Mismanage the... Bruh. That guy's supposed to be the Democrat. That's their oil. They do what the fuck they want.
Trump is kind of like the parents that become the trustees of a drug-addled celebrity.
Oh yeah, Trump, very responsible. The responsible parent, of course.
He's just going over there. He's just running the business until you can get back on your feet. The irony of this golden age is that it's got to be great to be a commie mayor in New York City.
Bitch, what?
Because Trump is outside your kingdom solving all of your problems.
What the fuck are you babbling about, son? I know you tried to get some cheap shot in at Zoran. That's the best you could come up with.
I know people are saying, but Trump's against forever wars. Well, what's the opposite of a forever war? It's not no war. It's precise surgical action. Take Trump.
Oh, my God. When he said he was against forever war, he's not saying he's just anti-war. He's saying, let's do a quicker war. I can't with these people, bro. It's like when they say, that's in our backyard, so it's different. Oh, really? When Trump was rallying against the Iraq war, did he say, this Iraq war is stupid, but if Iraq was closer to us, it'd make perfect sense. Then I would like the war if Iraq was closer. If it was in our hemisphere, I'm for that Iraq war, but since it's far away, I'm not for that Iraq war. Like, what the fuck is this?
Says it's about drugs, and people will say, well, if it's about drugs, why didn't he go after Mexico? Mexico is the primary source of fentanyl. You know, Venezuela isn't. Well, you do Venezuela, so you don't have to do Mexico.
He's literally saying he's going to do Mexico next. You fucking lying scumbag. They will defend anything. No, seriously, if you watch this video over again and you keep this in mind, it will become apparent to you. Trump could literally nuke Greenland. They would defend it. Trump could literally nuke Greenland. They would defend it. Maybe for the first day, there'd be a little shock, a little bit of outrage. Maybe they'd be tepid and hesitant to do it then. But just like with January 6th, go watch the shit they were saying within the first 1 or 2 days on January 6th. The first one, like on the day of and the next day, they were like, every conservative, this is not acceptable. We need to, Trump needs to speak out and stop this. By like the week after, Antifa actually did it and Trump behaved perfectly and I don't know Trump. Like that, they switch. They would defend nuking Greenland. They would defend the most atrocious. They've already defended concentration camps. They already defend Trump's ICE Gestapo thugs. He has his own personal Gestapo. They defend that. They just defended an illegal and offensive war against a country that didn't attack us, had no plan to attack us whatsoever. They just defended that. They'll defend anything. So now we get this dipshit, Will Kane, from the Will Kane Show. Let's see what he has to say.
International law isn't real. I'm not here.
Oh, okay. Thanks, bro.
To hear about anything being illegal, not by the standard of international law, and not even.
I love that these were the law and order people 7 seconds ago. Democrats are in favor of crime in the streets, but we're not because we're in favor of law and order. We're the law and order. And now internationally, they're like, law, order, fuck all of that. We do what we want. You shut the fuck up. No rules, no regulations, no Geneva Convention, no Nuremberg Tribunal, no fucking checks and balances, no nothing. I do what I want. You shut the fuck up. Law and order 7 seconds ago. Now anarchy and chaos is what they want.
Not by the standard of international law, and not even by the constitutional constraints of the executive power of the United States of America.
Oh, that's great. So even the Constitution, fuck the Constitution too. Fuck international law, fuck the Constitution. I don't want to hear that it's illegal. In the conservative mind, they just take off the table all of the most profound arguments against them and say, those don't count. Now let's have a conversation. Like, you're not allowed to say these things, which already debunk my argument. Now let's have a conversation after I've taken those things off the table and said you're not allowed to bring them up. How about suck my nuts from the back? How about that? And how about those arguments should fucking land with you if you had any semblance of morality left, but you don't. Like I said, this country's in the midst of moral collapse. MAGA is in the midst of moral collapse. That's why it was like 40-something% of them supported war with Iran. And then after Trump bombed Iran, it shot up to 94% that said, now I support it. That's moral collapse. You're a Kool-Aid drinking terrorist death cult at that point, and it's super fucking obvious. Still not done. Here we go. Newsmax's Carl Higbee celebrates Maduro's capture and says the U.S. can put down any world leader it wants. That's great.
I've been saying this forever. We don't have 11 carrier battle groups for just in case. We have them so we don't have to ask twice for people to do the stuff we want.
So just openly arguing to be a bully, an international bully.
We went and we got this guy alive, okay? You know how much easier it is to just kill these people? Trust me on this, folks. We also do this all the time. We could put down any world leader anywhere in the world, anytime we want, within a 5-day window if we wanted to.
By the way, this is why the U.S. empire is collapsing super fast in real time. This is why. Because at some point, we got on our high horse, and the aristocracy, the Epstein class, forgot you have to do politics, and you have to form alliances, and you have to have mutual conversations and discussions and work things out like humans. But at some point, they forgot that or didn't care about that or said, we're bigger and better than that. And so now what have you done? You launched a trade war against the entire world, so our own allies hate us and are running away from us. The people are dropping the dollar at a record pace. Eventually, the dollar will no longer be the world reserve currency. We'll have a depression here. There'll be no way out because we'll be so isolated and alienated. And it's all because of this mindset. This, we get to do what we want. You get to shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter whose toes we step on. Well, okay, people's reaction to that is going to be, so when we drop you as an ally and when we drop the dollar as the world reserve currency, you can shut the fuck up too. If you get to do what you want and smack us around, then we get to smack you back. That's the mindset. And at some point, they forgot we're all people. Nations are made up of people. People are people. You have to appeal to the same natural human instincts we all have. You have to get along. You have to, treat them seriously. You have to look at their concerns. You can't just do this big fucking bully in the schoolyard type thing and expect that this is going to work out in the long run. It absolutely is not. It's going to make the U.S. empire unravel faster.
Look, Obama sent in my people we just killed bin Laden. Obama struck Muammar Gaddafi's convoy and then tipped off opposing militia members to go in and make sure the job was finished. Another display of our intel.
I love that he's citing the overthrowing of Libya as a success story. Meanwhile, there are literal open slave markets in Libya. Now, everybody understands overthrowing Libya was a mistake. Everybody understands overthrowing Saddam in Iraq was a mistake. Here he is citing it like it's great and based and awesome.
In fact, Obama dropped over 26,000 bombs in more than a dozen countries during his presidency.
And that was bad. And that was bad. And liberals and leftists said that.
No congressional approval for that, by the way. Oh, by the way, not one Democrat came out and cried about it being illegal then.
Are you fucking kidding me? All of us did. All of us. Certainly in the media, all of us did. Jesus Christ. This is his way of saying, well, your guy did war crimes, so let our guy do war crimes too. Oh my God.
Not one said it was illegal when Biden put a $25 million bounty on Maduro's head, if you remember that.
At least he didn't fucking kidnap him in the middle of the night, do an illegal regime change.
Democrats were silent when Biden let a Chinese spy balloon float all the way across our military bases.
That wasn't even a Chinese spy balloon. That's some fucking bullshit.
Probably also illegal. Will we now now? We're doing the law or something? Is that what Democrats are going for? That this is
Yes. We're doing the law. Now, unfortunately, in Congress, they're not really making that argument. I'm making that argument. And you, somebody who was a law and order guy 7 seconds ago, is now like, fuck law and fuck order.
the law now? We got to obey the law? I mean, do they actually know what illegal means?
Yes, and you don't. These people are disgusting. They're disgusting. I think this gets even more pathetic. Here's Patrick Bet-David, and this is, I don't know the right word for this. This is like the most cuckified shit I think I've ever seen. He gives Trump some sloppy toppy here for the world to see. He fucking drools all over that thing, that little tiny mushroom cock thing.
You know what's been very clear the last 9 months? Here's what's very clear the last 9 months, and it's not even close. The biggest alpha of every room in the world is Donald Trump. Yeah. Let me say that one more time. There are many alphas. The biggest alpha in any room in the world is Donald Trump. Everyone has to go to him, period.
Bro. Bro's doing tricks on it. Bro is meat riding till the cows come home. Holy shit. Dog, you are... Does your jaw hurt? Does your jaw hurt? What the fuck? The most alpha man I've ever seen ever. He's got the biggest cock, the biggest, meatiest cock. Donald J. Trump. What is this? What, like, seriously, what's the point of this? Do you not see he's at 37% approval rating? Do you actually think you could just, like, say shit like this and get people to overlook the fact that it was an illegal and offensive regime change war against a country that didn't attack us, and he ran against regime change? The biggest alpha. By the way, hilarious. First of all, he's morbidly obese. Let's start there. Secondly, the motherfucker's 80 years old. Third of all, he's got bruises on his hands and looks like he's 7 seconds from dying from a fucking aneurysm or a stroke. He's very possibly, if not likely, got early Alzheimer's. That's why the injections in the hands could be Leqembi, which is a drug for early Alzheimer's. His dad had it, which means he's up to 15 times more likely than the average person to have it, right? He also wears more makeup than a fucking drag queen does, okay? He wears more makeup than a drag queen does. It probably takes him fucking 45 minutes to an hour to do his hair in the morning before he goes, and does his job as president of the United States. This guy, I mean, there's been a lot of talk. He's got super gay qualities. Let's keep it real. This motherfucker loves musicals. Name a straight guy who loves musicals. I'll wait. Right? Like, for real, dog. Like, how do you not see this? How do you not see this? It's been talked about for so long that he's got all these rather effeminate qualities. There's videos of him to, look at that big strong man in the front row. That's a big, better looking than Tom Cruise. Better, I'll kiss all you. I'll kiss that guy right there. I'm not kidding. That's actually like verbatim one of the things he said. I'm not even kidding. So like, to do this at this late date, I don't know, man. Is it worth it? Is it really worth it to grift this hard, to sell out this hard, to fucking like, because look, they're doing what was the tried and true recipe of like, the vibes on Trump were high during the election, leading up to the election. You had all the fucking brosphere podcasters all doing the same thing, meat riding him the same way. But like, I guess he didn't get the memo that the vibes crash into the rocks. And that now people like laugh at you if you say shit like this. Now you're a fucking lol cow if you say shit like this. So please. All right, well, let's keep going. I'm sure this will get a lot better.
DeSantis learned the hard way. Pierre Poilievre learned the hard way. Canadians learned the hard way. He learned the hard way. Bezos eventually had to come to him. Zuck had to eventually come to him. Everybody who thought they were bigger alpha than him, it took time. It took 78 years to realize alpha is not just about being the richest man in the world. Alpha is not just about being the tallest, the richest, the wealthiest, the best looking, the famous. Nope. There's alpha quality that he has that none of these other guys have. And Elon has probably sat on the sidelines saying, damn, you got to give this guy respect. And he said it so many times.
I love that to him being alpha is like doing whatever you want, including crimes. It's so alpha to commit crimes. Like that's what he did. He committed a crime and they're coming in their pants over that fact. All right. Here's how shitty the media still is, y'all. Guest essay in the opinion section of the New York Times. Trump was right to oust Maduro from Matthew Kronig. Ready for this? Adam Johnson says, the New York Times should probably disclose that this op-ed writer is funded by Chevron, ExxonMobil, ConocoPhillips, and BP America, as they are all major donors to the Atlantic Council, to say nothing of their other major donors, the Pentagon, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, etc. This is so crazy, and this is why you should never fucking trust mainstream media ever again. Listen, right-wing media is trash. We all know it's trash. It's disgusting. It's low IQ. It's stupid. But so-called liberal media has repeatedly betrayed you over this Venezuela thing in the same way that the liberal media betrayed you in the run-up to the Iraq War. So just know, they are full of shit too. And then I guess we'll end on a rather funny note. You guys know how Barry Weiss has taken over CNN, and she's running it for the Ellisons, the ultra-Zionist MAGA billionaires. And I told you that one of the things that they're going to do is make it like a both sides factory and a don't criticize Israel factory. Well, that's been proven 100 times over already. But also, the funny thing about this is they also just suck at their jobs. And they're trying to make this guy, their new, I forget his name, but their new guy, DeCopel. Something DeCopel? Tony DeCopel, is it? Yeah. They're trying to make him like more relatable. They're doing like videos off air with him where they record him like giving his thoughts on something. It's not working. It's not working. It's coming across as hollow and vapid and forced and stuff like that. He did this thing at the end of the show where it was like, thank you, Marco Rubio, for being amazing. It's like, oh, holy shit. Again, meat riding the Trump regime raw, because that's basically what why the Ellisons got to take over CBS, to turn into a both sides factory or a pro-MAGA factory and a pro-Israel factory. Well, anyway, this is how they're doing over there. Ready for this?
With Maduro now out, that base of power and influence could be out too. All right, to other news, as you just heard from Jill. Well, to other news now, to Governor Walz. No, we're going to do Mark Kelly. First day, big problems here. Are we going to Kelly here, or are we going to go to Jonah Kaplan? We're doing Mark Kelly, possibly demoted from his retired rank of captain in the Navy. Hegseth issued what's known as a letter of censure for the Arizona Democrat over his participation in a video that called on service members to defy illegal orders without specifying which orders he had in mind. Hegseth called what the former combat pilot and astronaut did an act of sedition. Now we go to Minnesota. A surprise announcement from the Great Lake State there today. Tim Walz, the 2024
The Great Lake State is Michigan, not Minnesota. Oh my God.
Democratic vice presidential nominee.
This is just such a mess. They're such a mess. Holy shit. And by the way, they literally like cut the retirement pay of Mark Kelly because he said, hey, if you're ordered to do something illegal in the military, don't do it. They cut his retirement pay over that. In other words, they're saying, yes, if we tell you to do something illegal, do the illegal thing. Oh my God. These people are evil, bro. They're evil. But anyway, good to know how they're doing over there at CBS. They are failing in every imaginable way. I literally don't know who their audience is going to be. The conservatives are going to stick with Fox News. They're going to stick with Newsmax. Going to stick with One American News Network. And you're pissing off every liberal under the sun. So who's left to watch your shitty fucking CBS now? Nobody. The ratings are going to be a disaster.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.